and irony, just like animal farm. Justice mean inequity, so who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Christian can say silence, Islamic leaders silence, kings and queens silence, traditional leaders silence. So who go say the truth? We are the guys who confuse the call. Now by area, why no better? We are the guys who confuse the call. One guy's area, why no better? Who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Oh, you need it now, see what's I see so. Now your friend on a nine come at them. Only papi obeka nice and yeah. So I want one over you two. Everybody was afraid. And until I learned to my cottage again nine. Once my boy dumping one and I see. But who go tell the truth? Nanai or say me. Nanso bien person beka wasam because everybody is afraid. Anya safwe muayini. Akukudro for nyina dalima. And who go say the truth? Obiadra konson so to grow mansa to me bia kakobrafo. Efo anyina ye. Efo when anyina ye. Na so kutrata down na so bidia back or why no keke. Afene fo be manu mo piafo efo ne cross on my mo. Anya safwe mo ayini. Akukudro for nyina dalima. And who go say the truth? Abaya di bote chino. Yedi bi bebo nyande bi. Kachisa would your mouth pipinuma. Would your mind never shine my preference? But who go tell the truth? TUC, silence, even journalists, silence. So then who go say the truth? Right is right, wrong is wrong, no matter how you justify. You say you wanna get rid of corruption. Someone want to help you. Now the person become your target. Jobless, no they mean senseless. Poverty, no they mean useless. One day, then go resist.
Truth and justice. A very good evening to you, wherever you are, and welcome to MyView Show, coming to you live on today's Ghana News TV. My name is Jerome Kpan, your usual host. It is once again my pleasure to inform you that we are coming to you live via Switch by satellite and all on our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, all on the name Today's Ghana News TV. We are equally live, happily, and as always, on Hine FM 98.7, the bright light of Easton, King's Radio in Accra. King's Radio can be found on TuneIn or myradio.com. And wherever you are, you can follow us as well on Twitter and TikTok, as well as podcast on Anchor FM. At Tatale in the northern region, you can connect us via Sakina Information Center. And in Raura in the OT region, we are live on Jaframa TV and many others. It's always a pleasure to welcome you on a very fresh week, the second day of the week, and so that together we share ideas, we share views on pertinent issues. Election 2024 has come and gone. The results are here with us and will remain with us for the next 4 years. We did a post review last week with a new patriotic party. Today it's my pleasure to welcome you to the show, Election 2024 Post Review with the National Democratic Congress, the victorious party. Stay tuned. When I come back, I would introduce the personalities from the NDC who will support for us to share our views on the results of election 2024. Your views will be welcome wherever you are. Continue to send in your comments and continue to subscribe onto our link so that together we can always have the opportunity to share our views. Once again, you are most welcome to MyView Show.
We have come to the end of the collation of the parliamentary election. The total valid vote cast for the parliamentary election is 102,634. Rejected ballots 620. And the total vote cast 103,254. And the individual votes per candidate, according to how they are arranged on the ballot paper, we have Michael Aaron Ni Okwe for 50,477 votes. Akurogo Faustina Elikplim of NDC for 51,634. Doranyapo for 224 votes. And Remy Papa Edmondson for 299 votes. Now, by the power invested in me, as the returning officer for Domi-Kwavenya constituency, I declare Madam Akorogo Faustina Elikplim as the parliamentary candidate elect for Domi-Kwavenya constituency. Thank you.
Wonderful. That was an aspect of election 2024. We will delve more into it and matters arising. This evening, it's my pleasure to welcome on stage Chairman Kwesi Akwa. Chairman Kwesi Akwa is a staunch NDC member of the UK and Ireland chapter and a former chairman of Sheffield branch. I think in the run-up to 2024 election, he was very vibrant on this network, speaking frankly to the people of the Western region and everybody in Ghana. Chairman Akwa, you are most welcome, and I can see the smiles on your face. Congratulations.
Victory. Thank you so much, Doc. Doc, honestly, for 8 years, your program, I must applaud you and your team. At least you've also give us the opportunity to speak to our colleagues back home. So congratulations to yourself as well. And at least we like to say congratulations to JDM Vice and all the comrades. This year has been a very hard work for all of us. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. We are good to have you this evening so that we can look at matters arising out of the election 2024.
Thank you.
And also on the show is Miss Caroline Ose, who happens to be the latest NDC chairperson on the block. That's the chair lady for NDC Hamburg. I think I need to correct myself. You are the chairman for NDC Hamburg. So we are very privileged to have you this evening, Madam Ose.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jerome.
I think you are coming onto the scene with a lot of good lucks and goodwill because you've just come and your party has won the national elections.
Yes. I think that we owe everything to God. Those who believe in God, we owe everything to Him. And those who believe in nature or whatever they believe in, they also owe it to whatever they believe in. And we are so thankful to the Ghanaian people for imposing such confidence in us. We feel that this was a make or break election for Ghana, and Ghana was at the verge of virtually collapsing if God had not intervened. I believe that this was the hand of God. That's what I believe. Because looking at what has happened after the election, it can only be God. And our leader, JDM, appreciates that. He knows that he couldn't have been there without a supernatural force, and that is God. So I'm happy to be here. I'm also grateful that I have an opportunity to serve in my little small way in a branch called Hamburg. I am thankful. I know that a lot is expected of us, and I know that together we can really build a better branch and a better Germany chapter. I believe that's, for now, this is what I want to say.
Wonderful. Good to have you on the show. So I have so wherever you are, please keep subscribing and join us as we set the ball rolling. So I have these two strong NDC pillars who are joining me this evening so that we can look at election 2024. So if I want that before my producer brings the two back on the screen, I want him to replay the declaration of the results of Domi Kobinya.
We have come to the end of the collation of the parliamentary election. The total valid vote cast for the parliamentary election is 102,634. Rejected ballots, 620. And the total vote cast, 103,254. And the individual votes per candidate, according to how they are arranged on the ballot paper, we have Michael Aaron Ni Okwe for 50,477 votes. Akurugo Faustina Elikplim of NDC for 51,634. Dolanyapo for 224 votes. And Remy Papa Edmondson for 299 votes. Now, by the power invested in me, as the returning officer for Domi Kwabenya constituency, I declare Madam Akorobo Faustina Eleklon as the parliamentary candidate elect for Domi Kwabenya constituency. Thank you.
We all know the facts that is needed.
Wonderful. Let me start with Chairman Kwesi Akwa. Chairman, and there were two areas I kept an eye on for election 2024. Domi Kovinya. Just look at the results from Domi Kovinya. MPP candidate got 50,477. And the NDC candidate got 51,654. 1,000 plus difference. Did it really come to you as a surprise that NDC won the general elections?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I mean, with the winning of the election, we had a hope that, like the ladies, our other lady said, that with God on our side, we're going to win the election. But the quantum of the margin was quite huge, Doc. We have to give thanks to the Ghanaian people and the good Lord himself. And you know, I'm happy that you played this Domi Kwabenya tape. I'm so impressed. And I believe the Electoral Commission should have a copy of this, play it and watch it. The question I want to put across to Jane Mensah, why is he adding Domi Kwabenya to the now 9 constituencies? What is the need for it? If not trying to play into NPP's agenda, what is the need? Because somebody, the RO, the returning officer, have duly declared the lady a winner. So why are they adding it to this 9 constituency? Even if there's any problem, but the PNDC law 289, they have to go to court. That is where they should go. So this recollection idea, Doc, you see, this current EC group, they are creating tension for the country. I don't know who is pushing that lady to do what she's doing. So, you know, we thank God that till now, there's no tension in the country because NDC had decided not to create any problem. But however, Doc, I have a lot to say if you come to the other constituencies in terms of the pieces. So we thank God that JDM won this election massively. Some of us, Doc, we were interested in the presidential winning because that gives us the power. Yeah. If you have the parliamentary, you don't have the presidential winning, that is where the problem is. So for now, we'd like to say a big thank you to all the pieces who managed to get their constituency elected for NDC. But let me say this. NDC, sometimes they call themselves Democrats. Sometimes I don't understand them. Last 4 years, this lady, is it Akorogo, something Akorogo? What is her full name?
Faustina.
Faustina, when she lost 4 years ago, she took the loss in a good stride and congratulated the winner. Yeah. So why this time around you guys has lost, but still you are insisting that no, you still want to go for recoalition? What is the need for it? Is that how MPP tried themselves Democrats? You know, however, we like the strategy of the party leadership. I think that we have something on our slate. For now, I like the approach that the party is going with this recoalition. We are not going to fight them. You're not going to create any scene for Nana Akufo-Addo to go and stay in state of emergency. It's not going to happen for him. You see, a snake, when he's going to die, he may struggle a bit before he dies. But whatever be the case, that snake will die. Nana Akufo-Addo, Bawumia, and MPP as a political group, what they have done to Ghanaians is enough. Ghanaians say you've done enough. So they need a change. What Electoral Commission, Bosman Asare and others are doing to the country at the right time when the inauguration is over, some of us will tell them our peace of mind.
That's true.
Ghana belongs to Ghanaians. Ghana, we are surrounded by French-speaking countries. A lot of our citizens back home, how many of them can speak French, though?
That's
So
a
when
good
it
question.
comes to election, we want peace. Our president currently, he says he's a human rights lawyer. He's a lawyer. So he should understand what democracy is all about. Even Rawlings didn't go that far with what we are seeing now. Rawlings, who transformed from military to civilian, went into election and handed over. We never see what we are seeing here. Jerome, what is happening with this recoalition? See, I don't know, we don't have time. If you take the PNDC law 284 and look at the election matters, you will never find recoalition anywhere in the document. When you said Ashram, I went there and I searched through it. There's no recoalition anywhere. If the election is declared, it is law. So it is not for Jen Mesa to constitute herself the law. It should say that, look, it has been declared, so take it to court. So what is he doing? What is Jen Mesa doing now? That is the question some of us have for Bosman Asari and Jen Mesa. They can constitute themselves the law of the state. They should stop it.
Even
2020.
Even Chairman
Yes.
Even 2020, just 2020, which is fresh on our mind, the same Jane Mensah said, once the results are declared, any aggrieved party that wants anything like reconciliation should go to court. Why is it this time she's allowing it? She herself is spearheading it.
No, I think that lady is being alleged that she's being manipulated. And if it is true, and it's a serious issue here, because Jerome, when we are doing election, when it comes to election matters, Ghanaians only have a chance to decide who should lead them when it comes to election. So that is why we need to respect their decision. That is why we need to guide the vote. Every vote, everybody vote. Why are they now recollecting in Accra? Is Accra a constituency?
Mm-hmm.
It's Accra, but per the law, the constituency is where the people voted. So they should allow the police to go into the constituency to go and guide whatever they are doing at the same place. Then they will hear the feelings of the people, whether the people are not happy or not. Because they are afraid, they move it somewhere. They should take it back to the constituency and go and recollect there. Where they brought it is Accra, the constituency. You see, Jerome, let me say something here. This country called Ghana, that Kwame Nkrumah fought for us to have an independence. Nobody can take Ghanaians for a ride.
Sure.
Nobody. President Nana Akufo-Addo is a Ghanaian citizen who had a mandate and opportunity to serve as president. You are finishing your term. Tell Ghanaians, thank you, and I'm sorry. Where I faulted, forgive me, like President Kufuor did. They should do that. So they shouldn't make themselves like they are kingmakers of the country. Who told them? Jerome, you are Ghanaian. I'm Ghanaian. When it comes to matters of the state, we all have interest in it. So Ghanaians decide on who should lead them. It's not that bad for the state or the executive power to change things. You don't have that mandate. So what they are doing in Ghana, they should stop. They should look what they are doing. They are putting some sort of issues into the minds of NDC, which is becoming very dangerous. So when NDC is in power, they can also use the executive powers to do things. Is that what they are telling Ghanaians? They should stop what they are doing. They should stop. And Afenyo Markin, he is the majority. That gentleman, I'm older than him. Not that I'm bluffing. I'm older than him. But if he had the opportunity to go to parliament, to be a majority leader and things are not right, so Mr. President, Ghanaians, they want peace. It's okay, we've lost. Let's go and reorganize and come back after 4 years. This is what democracy is all about. You don't go and be changing election which has been declared already. See, Jerome, if the election is declared, it's a law. Election Commission know that when it is declared, it's a law. And even if there is anything they are going to be recoalition, you need both parties to sit on the round table. NDC sit down, NPP sit down, the referee, the Electoral Commission sit in the middle. Where's your pink sheet? Where's your pink sheet? This is my result. Then we collect it. If it doesn't tally, there's dispute, you don't continue, you pause. and turn it to arbitration. That is what is the law talk about, common sense. So why all this? In fact, you see, our president, current president, he has to be very tactical, else he'll go down as one of the worst presidents ever Ghana had. To be honest with you, not that I am. He's our president now. But where he's going with things, we beg him, Mr. President, look, I'll look into your camera and tell him, if Nana Akufo-Addo is watching your program, Mr. President, we beg you. You've had the opportunity to serve Ghana for 8 years. Not all Ghanaians had opportunity. Dr. Jerome, when he get opportunity, can be president. Me, Kwesi, when I get opportunity, I can be. But when you do things and Ghanaians are not happy, and they show you what they say they are not happy, you're going to pause and say, look, let's pause and let's stop there. So, Jerome, we would like to say that, look, what Ghanaians have done to this election, they've spoken to the politicians that, look, don't take us for a ride. I'll pause here for now. I'll be back.
That's great. Yeah, don't take us for granted. And that is the parting words of Chairman Kwesi Akwa on the happenings in Ghana. Now I come to my first lady of Hamburg, NDC. Wonderful. Are you surprised at the results of the 2024 elections?
Well, I would like to start by saying a big congratulations to our president-elect. I think that he's worked so hard over the last 4 years. He's been able to turn around the bad name that was given to him. This victory is well deserved. And I think that the campaign team have done well. The rank and file of our party, I think everybody has done his or her part. And so, congratulations, Your Excellency. Thank you to the rank and file of NDC, those in the diaspora, anybody that contributed in cash or in activity, anything, well done. Thank you to Ghanaians. Ghanaians they are like slow to anger. They are not quick to anger. When they strike, they will tell you and they'll put you where you belong. And really, this has proven that Ghanaians cannot be taken for granted. This election has told the world, has made a big emphasis on whatever probably people were thinking that Ghanaians couldn't have done. This has shown that the Ghanaian people know what they are about. They have spoken loudly. And the problem is the MPP has still not come to terms with this big loss. I am not surprised. If you recall, in one of the surveys of Global Info Analytics, Mr. Musa Dankwa stated that he thinks President Mahama was going to win with around 2 million votes margin. I believed it because looking at the all-time low that this government sank us into, looking at all government institutions, looking at the things that in the past is something a civil servant or a politician cannot even think of. These people have been able to bring everything that is unconscionable, anything that you cannot think about. They've been able to infiltrate the Ghanaian people with that. And at a point, we became numb to corruption. At a point, it was as though we didn't even feel that this was wrong. And that was a dangerous part for the country. You realize that young people who were growing up in this situation, in this condition, at a point wouldn't have been able to tell right from wrong. And so this change is like God himself knew what he was doing. And he said to the Ghanaian people, if you don't do something about this, if you don't vote wisely, remember that your core values, remember that the things you hold so dear to heart, you are going to lose it. And I believe that the Ghanaian people knew the risks, and that was why they voted against this corrupt government. You see, when you even consider the fact that people were thinking or deliberating on whether or not a man should sleep with a man or a woman should sleep with a woman, and that it should be accepted, and that this government was not bold enough and will be dilly dying, will be going around using court processes to frustrate our core values. This is a sign that the Ghanaian people were not happy. And in fact, God, nature, all the elements of this world stood against this government because as a people, we had our own values. We had what we believed in. And so there couldn't have been any better results. And so I am not surprised. The only thing that makes me a bit excited is that we've been able to beat them to their game. We've been able to show them that we as NDC, we understand governance, we understand politics, and we don't take advantage of people. We don't take advantage of the laws. We are very obedient to the rules and regulations of the Constitution. We are very aware of the dangers of breaking the Constitution or not adhering to the Constitution. So for me, I am excited. I am not surprised. I knew that it was coming. I am more excited that we've been able to prove that this victory is well deserved. So if you ask me, this is what I can say. You see, the MPP is so scared of the oral operation recover all loots. And so they will do everything. Can you imagine if this victory was a close margin?
All right. I'll.
Can you imagine what would have happened? God in his own wisdom did not want that. And with all this, with this vast and large margin, look at what is happening. It's as though there are no elders in Ghana. Seriously? I'm like, when it suits you, everything is okay. But when it doesn't suit you, you look for backdoor means. Can you imagine somebody disobeying her own CI 127? Somebody who said that, you cannot do recollation after an election is declared. Recollation is allowed at all levels until it's declared. Now, when there is declaration, the only time to seek redress is that you go to the court. These are the people who used to tell us go to court. And now they are running away from the courts. I'm wondering what has changed. And that is why I would like to entreat every NDC. You see, we've got high values. Growing up, and that's why I believe so much in the NDC, because I think that we have values. It doesn't matter what negative things we've been smeared with. Can you imagine when I was growing up? When they see a lady of a certain caliber, they ask you, are you an? So you too, you are NDC. How can a lady like this, or how can a gentleman like this? There was this perception that was thrown out, and that everybody thought that people in NDC were, I don't know how they used to describe the people, but when you get into NDC, that's when you see the battle for knowledge. You see, you will see that even with you, sometimes you feel like you are threatened because the caliber of people, the level of intelligence, you
Let me cut you short here because we want to come to talk about the caliber of people, the level of that intelligence, and all that. We'll look at your parliamentary candidates in bits and pieces, and then we see the people that you are putting forth as members of parliament or to represent your good people in the Parliament House in the 2025. But before I get there, let me. You mentioned oral operation Operation Recover All Loot. Am I right?
Yes.
What is it about, briefly? Because we'll go into details.
Well, it's basically about recovering everything that has been taken away illegitimately. Anything that has been stolen from the country that was not supposed to be taken. People using their high office to intimidate people to take what doesn't belong to them. Everybody wants to live a certain kind of life, which is sometimes even you can tell that this person doesn't deserve this within. You see, when people come into power, now everybody wants to go into politics because they are not thinking about serving the people. This is like a calling. Politics, when I hear people say politics is a dirty game, I laugh. Because in every area or in every sector, it can be dirty. When you get into engineering, you get people who are corrupt. Accountancy, in medicine. Medicine is becoming dangerous nowadays because you find doctors doing kinds of things. It's as much equal as any other career. And it's like you must have the heart for it. It's like a calling. So I'm saying that people are now looking for opportunities to get into politics because they feel that it's the fastest and easiest way. All you need to do is to lie. All you need to do is to tell what the people want to hear, and they are going to vote for you. And you see, this is this is the all-time low that this government sunk us into. That at a point, integrity is no more required. At a point, honesty, decency, morals was no more something that people have to consider. All you have to consider is, I've got money, I want to give out, and that I can be elected into the high office of a parliamentary, a parliamentary, what's the name, an MP, member of parliament, and then they will be looting.
Madam, also hold it there. We'll come back to that issue of when we look at some of the parliamentary candidates, look at the
But
influence of money.
I just want to conclude by saying that, let me just give me a minute. I'm saying that this Operation Recover All Loot is about people having a kind of mind that they come into government to take things that does not belong to them, to steal from the coffers, to enrich themselves without doing something for the people. And so a time has come that this must stop. And President Mahama decided that if this has been going on for years, the time has come for it to end. And it is now. And that's why he has set a 5-member committee to look into it, receive information, and gather it so that we can recover the things that we are able to recover. And that is the problem. That's why the NPP is so scared.
Oh, well, we wish you the very best, because if NDC is able to retrieve just 10% of what has been looted from the state, I think NDC will stay in government for a very long time. Having said that, let me come with to Chairman Aqua. Chairman Aqua, I sincerely want to congratulate you, especially Western region.
Mm-hmm.
All the women presented from Western region have found themselves in parliament. The UK and Ireland chapter, I think you deserve a lot of commendation. You have, at least, I think you have currently, we have a lady from that place as well, including your former communication officer who is also in parliament right now.
Simon, I want to go.
Simon, I think we are very proud of the UK and Ireland chapter. You see, this is the one of the greatest achievements the diaspora can have, that you go down there and let whatever you have learned here to influence decisions at that level. But having said that, let's look at Western region. All your female contestants, they all won. In fact, Dr. Ayensu has been my highest point of commendation, because the last time she successfully removed Gate, but the 10th round.
Yeah, Sikadi
This
Katen.
time she has made it great.
Mm.
What was so special in Western region?
Good. That's a brilliant question. But before that, let me say congratulations to NDC UK and Ireland. This time around, I think Chairman Conrad, the team, and the entire NDC comrades in the UK, they've done well, because the sort of strategy they used to support those two PCs, that's Simon and the lady, was brilliant, because they kept on supporting now and then. Because politics, when they're going to parliament, demands a lot of support in terms of financial. So I think all the colleagues in UK and Ireland really did well. Jerome, Western region, we went to Western region this year with the strategy. And the strategy has worked. We had 14 over 14. Can you believe it? No, the Western region this time around, it was 14 over 14, Jerome. You know, myself, I was part of the, we said this time around, Bobo, who is Nana Akufo-Addo's Pudo, we are taking him out.
Completely.
And some of us, I was part of the secondary fundraising committee. I took 2 police stations. And on the D-Day, we said we are putting the soldiers on the field. And you know one thing that I will applaud and salute JDM that he did. That last minute music that came out, that oh my word. Jerome, that music really took stage, and the whole thing was, and look, listen, Jerome, this time around, what Western region we decided to do is that the vigilance following the pink sheet from the polling station to the collation center was very key. Some of the problems we had were that some of the agents did not have what we call transportation to follow, but some people have to even use bicycle and other things to follow these people. So the vigilance concerning the pink sheet was key, because Jerome, the strategy was that the election must be won at the polling station. This time around, per the advice of JDM, we decided not to go to court for anything. As for going to court, then we go and say, okay, the declaration thing which is coming out. But winning the election, we need to win it at the polling station. So we did follow that. And what also happens is that, Jerome, we did a bit of fundraising left and right, but the strategy was that the D-Day is where it's very key. So we decided to make that D-Day, the polling agents who were at the polling agents should be well fed by NDC. And we have some group called them prompters. The prompters, they were the people who went to homes to knock doors to call people to come and vote. So this time around, we made sure that every what we call ballot paper, which is outside, foreign material that is outside, should not enter the box. Because if they have managed to thumbprint other ballot boxes, when it goes into the box, that is where our problem was. So this time around, we made sure that at least the vigilance was massive. Like what they did in Kumasi. Okay. Yamin and the team did a great job in Kumasi. They stopped that original chairman, what is his name? Wuntumi. We stopped he and his team. All the ballot paper they took to Kumasi remained in Kumasi. It never came out. You can send it to Kumasi, bring it out. That is what happened. So the vigilance by the team, NDC, and the Ghanaians as a whole, when they said that when the time comes for them to go, they should go, everybody went out. So Western region, to all the comrades in the Western region, the communication officer, there's a gentleman called Kek Mensah. He's the regional communication officer. And the entire team, the regional chairman, everybody, we made sure that, look, we took Western region and we did it nicely. Jerome, before I change, let me mention, I said it on your platform that if NDC will win the power this election, it's 2 regions that we need to stop. Ashanti region and Eastern region.
Eastern region.
Yes. These 2 regions were key to JDM winning the election, because that is where these people had 2 million agenda. That is why when Wuntumi come and sit on the radio, he talk back, because they think that with their permutation, if they manage to smuggle that 2 million into the box, it's a done deal. And NDC said, no way. Ashanti and the Eastern. So that place, we send our Ricky guys there. They were on the ground, making sure no ballot paper leave the room. You bring the 2 million, but your 2 million will stay in the room. Bring it outside. And they were afraid when Kofi Buachi was part of the security team. So listen, we made sure whatever polling this thing they templated, they all stay in the room. He vice president also know that they are winning by 2. You see, just yesterday I had the information. You know, Osu area there. These people have a bit of network within that. That's where they operate from. So all their networking agenda, they thought they could use that one to win the election. So you know what? We need to thank every NDC member who has worked well. But I have one reservation. And I want to put the reservation across. I don't know if I have. You give me 1 minute to do this.
I'll do that, please.
I want to plead with the national leadership that our PCs we elect, when it comes to the D-Day election, they need a lot of administrative training. How best we can get our data well collated. It's very important. Like for this night constituency thing which is happening, I believe we should have all our pink sheets, all our data ready, so that when our lawyers are ready to hit the court, Jerome, we will overturn all the illegal things they are doing in Accra. We don't care. For now, we are not pushing the people to the street to go and fight. Nobody will do that. But when the time comes for us to legally challenge that 9-7 constituency they've declared, the party has to do it. And the PCs, when we elect them, they need to go through intensive training. Some of the training we have to do is that, look, when even the election is finished, no PC should be allowed to celebrate for 2 days. Jerome, the party should come out with the rules and regulation that if you're a parliamentary candidate and the election is over, even if they mention one polling station that you've won, don't celebrate. Don't, all the way to even the coalition center, don't even make sure that you follow the data acquisition. Collect all the result data, put them together, sleep over it. The following day, go and review the result data. Make sure that the statement of polls at each polling station is pasted on the wall. Let people take pictures. It should be the responsibility of the parliamentary candidates, not John Dramani Mahama. JDM emphasized on the need for making sure that all the statement of poll is posted on the polling status. How many of the PCs follow that? We are yet to find out. Some of the research me could say I will do, so that we don't repeat that mistake. So that when we come to 2028 election, PCs should be well trained in terms of how they should manage election. Election management and security is key.
It's key.
No parliamentary candidate should celebrate within 2 days. If I see you celebrating, me Kwesi, I will make sure that next time they disqualify you. Because, you see, when we make NPP understand that, look, we are not going to allow them to cheat us again, they will sit up. They won't do what they are doing to guys. You see, it got to a point, NPP don't care about what Ghanaians are saying because they know they can steal the election. So they tell, oh, no. You know, at a point in time, even one lady in NPP said, oh, we are going to stay in power for 32 years. 32 years. Permit me to use this word, Munafiki. This is not insult. Somebody told me. Munafiki, who told you you can stay in power for 32 years? Ghanaians have demanded accountability. Jerome, you know, if you take the 1992 constitution, one of the good portion that I love talks about chapter 1. It said the sovereignty of state, the sovereignty of Ghana resides in the people, in whose name any leader must behave himself or manage himself. So it is the people that give people power. So sometimes politicians shouldn't take Ghanaians for a ride. Now we have a work to do, but however, for this post-election arrangement, we are talking about what has happened. But I think in your next presentation, it is there we begin to talk about the economy, Ghanaians. What are we going to do for Ghanaians? I believe you should have time for that program as well.
Yeah, we'll organize.
we need to, as a political party, are we ready for Ghanaians? What Ghanaians has done for NDC, what sort of thank you we are going to give to them? It is very important. So I'm ready for such a program where we come and discuss what are the arrangements in place, JDM's manifesto, what are the things. But for now, we are going to guide the election that we want. We are waiting for the inauguration for JDM to be sworn in as the president to take over. Then whatever it is, we're going to reset a lot of institutions. Jerome, a lot of institutions must be resetted because we need to go in there. I already talk about oral. The oral arrangement we are doing, we have a committee in place. The committee more or less is like a transitional committee. What they are doing now is that, Jerome, they are documenting all the stolen assets and monies because that committee don't have a legal power now. But when they finish gathering information, everything, but then you get the Attorney General. So then Attorney General will come in, look at the report. When the report is generated, those information that are genuine will allow us to retrieve money for the state. Jerome, we have to go for it. If you go to aviation, let me tell you, aviation, La Wallace, they used to have lands there meant for their transmission station. So when Kwame Nkrumah came in, he bought that side of, it's a huge land.
Yes.
If you go there now, these MPP people have shared the lands to themselves. We have to account for it. If you go to Nkwantenan, there's a transmitting station there. There's a huge land for aviation. We need to investigate who are the people who are sitting on those plots. And we're going to take all those plots away from them. There are one or two individuals who are sitting on boards of organization. They are perpetuating that arrangement with the MPP guys. We need to take all those lands from them. You have to recover all those lands. So with the ORA, I think we need information so that when we get Attorney General in place, we will chase the people and collect our money back.
Exactly. If NDC will not do anything at all, but if you successfully retrieve those lands, especially those meant for aviation,
yes,
I think you would have done Ghanaians a lot of good.
No, retrieve it. As for aviation lands, I would tell JDM or Basintel and all that, look, some of us, we've been in aviation, we know the system. They should invite us. Those aviation land, people who are staying on it, we need to find out how they manage to acquire those land. Who sanctioned it for them? The one in aviation in Labadi, and the one in Quantanan, those lands, they are state lands. How did they get it?
Yeah, you're quite right.
I will plead with the leadership back home now. Look, the airports, it's an exit point. We need to cordon off that place and make sure the security there is very calm. We have something called an AU, where the president fly AU place, you have the VVIP. All those places, NDC have to put their men there. Those are the areas they will fly out. Everybody who's living the country, you need to produce your credentials. Stay in the country. Don't go anywhere. Mr. Piso. Yeah, boss, we are going to Michelle. I'll stop here for now. But we are not going to allow MPPO. We are going to make sure they account for everything. You see, when Dramani Mahama left office, he stayed in Ghana. These people accuse him, Airbus, everything. The man stayed in Ghana. He went to Chira. He went to everywhere. You investigate the man. He stayed in Ghana. When Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia also leave office, they should also stay in Ghana. All what Ghanaians need is that you should account for your stewardship. You know, after all, in every business, when you go to office and you are an accountant, you are chief executive and you are moving on, they will ask you to prepare your handing over. You should account for anything, all other things. Where there are queries, auditors say, come and answer the query. So anybody who has been in office and there's a query on your administration, the auditor will ask you to come and answer. So JDM, as a chief executive of Ghana now, if it doesn't edit all those documents, they allow this thing to go through, you are not going to allow it. We beg him.
Well, JDM knows that.
No. You see, Jerome, let me tell you something. You see, when the reason why, what you call, Atamos had a problem with Rawlings was that
Yeah.
at the most, we know how that man is, the fancy man, the cool and calm guy. He doesn't want to investigate MPP. So PV or Bain and others went behind the scene and pleaded that we should leave these people alone. But this time around, NPP as a political party, we are going to do politics with them. They will account for everything. Thank you.
Wonderful. They will account for everything, and we will come back to it. Whether it's a situation whereby I scratch your back and you scratch my back, and then let me talk to Madam Caro before I take the views from our followers. Madam Caro, NDC cannot afford to fail Ghanaians. NDC cannot afford to fail Ghanaians. What assurance can you give us? Because Ghanaians have given you the executive power with a very high percentage, 56 point something percent.
And still counting, please. And still counting. By the time we are done, Baumia will be like 38. I mean, he will be even lucky to have 38%.
Well, that'll be okay with that. But you have that high percentage. You have the legislature, the parliamentary. You have at least, as we speak now, about 181 confirmed members of parliament for the NDC side. Should you get a 2/3 majority, it means that you have the total power to do whatever you want in parliament with or without the MPP representatives or the independent members on the floor of the house. What should Ghanaians expect from you going forward? I think your mic is muted. You are muted.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jerome. I think that the expectations of Ghanaians have been well stated through this election. Ghanaians have spoken that they don't want corruption. Ghanaians have stated that they want a stronger economy. Ghanaians have stated that they don't want people who are arrogant. They don't want people who will lord themselves over them. These are the few reasons why Ghanaians decided to change and vote for President Mahama. And I believe strongly that these things that I have just mentioned, President Mahama has continually stated it. And this time around, sometimes when I listen to President Mahama, I say to myself, let nobody think that he's just speaking like Akufo-Addo, who said that if you want to be rich, not in my government, you have to go to the private sector. It is not the same rhetoric. President Mahama means what he says. He shows examples upon examples. He's led this party to be the most attractive political party in Ghana. Everybody wants to be associated with the NDC. Years past, nobody wanted to be associated. People even hate. People were saying that, even though they are NDC, they are not proud to say it. But there is a leader who has shown, who has exhibited that he has what it takes, and that the people he's leading are also following and are learning very well. I mean, the way things are turning into in Ghana now, normally NDC people will not keep quiet. The NDC will not, the grassroots members will not keep quiet. But look at how disciplined we are. When they tell us to retreat, we retreat. When our leadership tell us to have faith in us, we have it in them. And so I'm saying that everything that the people are expecting, we already have it in mind. The NDC has it in mind. And I'm also very sure that they are not oblivious of the fact that if you misbehave, the Ghanaian people will chase you out. And for us, we'll be in a very sorry state to not execute everything that we have for the Ghanaian people, which is development, accountability, probity, which is to make the lives of people better. So it is in our own interest to make sure that everything that we have said we want to do will be done. And I'm hoping that the people who are going to work with President Mahama will have that decency, will have that humility. I know they have it, but I pray that these people will not be corrupted with power, because they say power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So we already have the 2/3 majority. It doesn't matter what they do, it doesn't matter the permutations, it doesn't matter the fried rice, the mixing and the salad and everything. Ghanaians gave us a clear 2/3 majority. And what they were saying to us is that these people did not give regard to us. These people did not listen to us when we were telling them that we didn't want the e-levy. These people did not listen to us when we were telling them that we didn't want the COVID tax. These people did not listen to us when we were telling them that there is doomsday, and they came to explain to us that is doomsday. These people did not listen to us when we were telling them that the fuel prices are hiking and they are going up and up. They told us that we were not queuing to buy fuel. The fact that we were not queuing to buy fuel and that we have fuel, even if it's 100 cedis per gallon, it was okay. This was the answer to us. And this was the answer. The other answers were that any person who says that there is doomsday means the person is a wicked person. These are people who are bereft of ideas. You see, but they make so much noise. Let me tell you something. In NDC, the person who is not even who has not schooled to the highest level, has principles, has ideas, which are being nurtured by good leadership. Look at the caliber of leadership we have. President Mahama, Chairman Nasi Edwin Ketia, Fifi Kweti. You can go on and on and on. The younger ones, look at what they exhibit. Look at what they stand for. So I'm saying that we are not oblivious of the fact that if we misbehave, I hope and pray, and I know that President Mahama will make the right choices, but it is also up to the people that he will choose to remain faithful to their cause, to remain true to their cause. These are some of the cautions we need to give to ourselves. We need to remind people where we have come from. And we know that we are going, and where we are going is to take Ghana to the next level. That is it. I mean, that is it. There is nothing more, nothing less, nothing more. You can follow your ambition and all that. But the whole thing is, if you are part of NDC, the core mandate of NDC as a political party is a social democratic party that seeks to use its principles and ideologies to make the lives of Ghanaians better. Full stop. Nothing else, nothing more. So I'm saying that the Ghanaian people should keep faith with President Mahama. I'm not at that highest level that I can, but I know that the man that is leading us, I am keeping faith with President Mahama. And I want to encourage every Ghanaian to keep faith with President Mahama and the leadership of the NDC. I tell you, if everything goes on the way President Mahama has planned and Ghanaians support him, because you know what they are doing now? What the NPP is doing now is, okay, President Mahama has won, so let's reduce Kinke from 5 cedis to 1 cedis. In your 8 years, you have moved it from 1 cedi to 5 cedi. You expect President, and people are saying President Mahama has won. So now that President Mahama has won, let's see if the economy. You know what the World Bank report said? It said that Ghana has gone backwards for more than 10 years. And the idea is reset. To even get it to the point where President Mahama left it is a problem. He left sinking fund. He left all these funds. Ask yourself what Akufo-Addo has left and his government has left.
Well, they are still preparing their handing over notes. We don't know. Maybe they have Heritage Fund. They have all the other funds.
What Heritage Fund is not for them. Ghana, in the NDC brought Get Fund, Heritage Fund, Sinking Fund, all these things. I'm saying that everything that they are plotting against President Mahama is to go hard at him, starts putting people, poaching people. Even what they are trying to do, when you hear some of their communications, you just laugh. Trying to look down on the victory. Oh, so the NDC has won, so they still don't. All kinds of funny comments.
As for looking
And the
down on
last
that
time
victory, as for looking down on that victory, they have no basis to even stand on. They have no leg to stand on because they have been humiliated in this election. That one you cannot. Nobody,
do you
even
think they have shame? Doc, do you think they have? We are dealing with people. You see, I don't know, but I'm very, very restricted and careful because I know that I'm on live TV and anything I say on this live program can be played back in the future. So I'm very careful in choosing my words. But
you
I'm
want to
telling you
say
that when you are
because
dealing with people,
Madam Caro, because you the NDC people, you were playing over and over what Dr. Mahmoud Bamia said over the years and
yes,
over his leadership what is it workshops and speeches that he was giving.
yes,
Everybody is scared. NDC is also scared,
we are
right?
we are being careful. We are applying wisdom. I tell you, I started by saying that Ghanaian politics has been sunk, has been reduced to nothing because of this particular government. And it is sad. You see, you want to debate with people who can challenge you, who can impact something in your life. That is, I want to always learn. To come to a place where you are debating people who you can't even understand. You understand? That is how low we've sunk as a country. And so I'm saying that yes, NDC President Mahama is going to do his best. What he has said he's going to do, and it starts with oral. It's going to start with the 60 ministers. I am keeping faith with him that he will choose 60 ministers. I am keeping faith with him that he will choose people who have the country at heart, not people who are in the NDC who have become like the fifth column. There are people who are fifth column, and they are the ones who will be giving information. They are the ones who will be doing things to pull down. Because if I'm not the one in that position, then nobody should be there. So I think Ghanaians should keep faith with us. Thank you. I can see you are signaling me. I have a lot to say, but
I
I'll
know,
I'll
I
leave
know.
it for
When it
next
comes to
time.
NDC and its victory, you have a lot to say. At this
Yes.
point, I want us to take the views of our followers, and then when we come back, time is always fast running when the conversation is
Yeah.
getting more interesting. So let's see what our followers have for us this evening. This is my view show coming to you live on today's Ghana News TV, your popular and most interesting socio-economic, socio-political program live on today's Ghana News TV. And I want to take the views of our followers, beginning from Mavis Boatin. Mavis says, uh, good evening and Merry Christmas to you and your team, watching from Lisbon, Portugal. Mavis, we are grateful that you are part of the show today as well. NDC Diaspora Union, big ups, comrades, and congratulations for our sweet victory. We fought a good fight. Greetings from Amsterdam, Holland. Okay. Yeah, NDC deserves it. Asempahini says, good evening, congratulations. Watching and listening from Achimhima in the Eastern region. Yeah, Eastern region is another wonderful region that did so well this time around. Frimpong Befi says, concerning the recollation votes, they are adding the numbers of the smaller parties to the MPP. Oh, okay. NDC must set up, watching from Akuse. Wonderful. Lady Mal says, good evening. So the EC is trying to tell us the declaration in front of thousands of people is not legally done. God save Mother Ghana. Watching on Switch from St. Petersburg, Russia. Sekwa family says, good evening, watching on YouTube from Jimapo near Koforidua. Please, why are they not doing recollation of results from the Volta region? That's a very good question. Yeah, we'll have to find out. Coincidence says the mood in town even shows that the hand of God is on John Mahama. Come and see how people are enjoying this Christmas. Nanata Fremu says powerful submission from the guest, watching from Tatalik, Northern Ghana. Kempim says greetings to chairman of all, Chairman Kosi Aqua, watching from Paris. Chairman Aqua, a very wonderful greetings from Kempim. Daframa TV, the NDC truly have values. J.J. Rawlings advised us not to mimic the MPP because they are happy and proud of the poor bad roads. Greetings from Rara in the Oti region. Fans TV, thank you guys for making our night enjoyable. Greetings from Aflao, Volta region. Oh, my popular tea seller, Nyame, says, good evening. I love the elections management idea because it will help the party. Greetings from Encounter in the Oti region. Your program is also live on Adalema Community Information Center at Tutupen and Kechevi. So, this is my view coming to you live on today's Ghana News TV. I will bring back Chairman Aqua so that we'll look at the role of the executives of the various political parties. And Chairman Aqua, there was something that was shocking. From nowhere, the impact of all the former national executives. Maximum greetings to Dr. Ofosu Ampafo. His campaign strategy was he was on the ground as well. All the national executives, the former national executives, and I'm pretty sure everybody realized that there was something at stake. It was not about me, it's about the people of Ghana. And once again, we greet Honorable Ofosu Ampafo for the wonderful role that he played in this election 2024. But, Mr. Aqua, let's look at the composition of your national executives, the type of people that we have there, the experience, former members of parliament, former ministers, and all that. Could that have been the magic that has played very well into election 2024?
Good. Thank you so much for this brilliant question. But before that, let me greet Chairman Dr. Chairman Ampofo. In fact, he inaugurated me as a branch chair. And when he inaugurated me, he gave me his personal muffler, which I'm still holding as a souvenir. So, Doc, Chairman Aqua, so thank you so much for your muffler. It's still in my bosom. Now, let me say on the issue of this 2024 election, I'm going to thank General Sedun Katia, the chairman of NDC. Because as a chairman of the group, together with the JDM, the structures that they put in place for the campaign this year was brilliant. You see, they made sure they don't follow JDM. Where JDM goes, everybody goes. All the executive, the national executive, the regional executives, they all split up. So while JDM was at a different place doing a job, Asedin Katia and the team was also at a different place doing a job. Sami Jemfi and others were also at a different place doing the job. So the party has something called 3 to 4 tier approach campaign with the high leadership. So sometimes they're crisscrossing across the country, which made the campaign very beautiful. And again, Asedin Katia's leadership has shown me something that in politics, unity is very important. What he did was that, irrespective of the issue up there, he managed the leadership role with the party brilliantly. All the officers were assigned individual roles. Even some of the women wing. I was even told one day they went there complaining to the chairman, said, look, your wing, you are on your own. Whatever agenda you have, plan it and go with your women wing and go to the field. So you could see that even some of the villages, you could see our women wing in their T-shirt campaign. So to be honest with you, this year campaign, I would like to say kudos to the national executive at the head office. The strategy they used, the campaign arrangement, the what you call door-to-door type of system, and some small individual group who constitute themselves door-to-door committees and everything, everybody played a role. You see, so it made the campaign, very good. And again, we had the opportunity to win the election. So there was no way we should have fought it. This time around, I think the party behaved very well. Jerome, let me say something here. I want to give a small suggestion. This is a personal suggestion. I would like to wish that NDC will come up with something called 1 minute silence anytime NDC is doing a massive event. We do 1 minute silence for 8 people who MPP people killed in 2020 and those who killed this year. We need to constitute something like a minute silence anytime we are doing a massive event for all those who died because of this election. Democracy is supposed not to be so, Doc. Why is it that only in MPP, who call themselves Democrats in government, they are doing election and people are dying? Why? This thing even never happened massively on JDM era or Rollins era. Why is it that on the MPP, people are being killed anytime there's election? Then they'll move people to Volta region to create a scene that there's a problem. Then they go and put soldiers there to terrorize people. Eventually, they shoot and they kill. Why? Elections are meant for Ghanaians to elect leadership. So we should allow that. It is only police who will go and monitor the people to make sure that, look, we police the election nicely. So this time around, you see, as part of the 2024 election, some of the things the leadership did, which I'm so proud, is that, look, Kumasi, Ashanti region, we have to reduce the stolen numbers. We did. If these people had gone above 2 million and thereabout, we should have had challenge as we speak. Eastern region, people were monitoring the election seriously. We reduced the numbers. So they could not steal this time around. So the national executives in the party headquarters, the entire NDC members are everywhere. We like to say a big thank you. They've done a massive job for the party. And I think everybody deserves applause. Look, Jerome, let me say something small, briefly. I know you asked me something about impact. The impact the leadership has impacted a lot. Let me say something here. I'll take you back to airport. My other chair lady here talked something about oral. You see, the oral that JDM is doing, people don't understand it. They will understand it when we get Attorney General in place. Jerome, can you imagine when JDM used only 250 million to build the entire Terminal 3 airport, that massive edifice? He used $250 million. And the vice president and others are building E-Gate. You know, but Jerome, you know what E-Gate is all about? When you are coming, you go and show your face, then they open the gate for you, then you go through. And the E-Gate is calling the nation close to $200 million. Why? Doc.
Mr. Akwa, on this issue of E-Gates, I need a clarification.
Let's go.
It's very simple. Somewhere in 2022, we had a Minister of Communication, Madam Esla Owusu, commissioning E-Gates at the airport. Is this set of E-Gates commissioned by the Vice President a different set, or it is still the same old E-Gates? I don't understand.
What they are saying, what Baumia did and it failed to open, it's a different set. This is what they are telling Ghanaians, which they have used close to $200 million. When you go, it is only just what you call tablet. And this is, so you go and see your face. Even when Baumia went to sue, I didn't wait. It didn't even open. And the man was standing around like a spinning hop. That thing didn't open. And they are telling Ghanaians, Jerome, how can you spend $250 million to build a whole edifice, stretchers, airport, and somebody is going to use close to 200 billion, almost once. I'm told when they were challenged, now they are reducing the numbers.
Yeah,
they brought the whole thing to almost 140 something million dollars for E-Gate. John Dramani Mahama, our incoming president, I will plead with you. Anybody who has involved in that issue must be investigated. Jerome, you see what has gone in under these 8 years of Nana Akufo-Addo and his ministers. Wherever the money they've taken is, We need to retrieve them. Jerome, can you imagine when Kwame Nkrumah took over 1957? You see, Kwame Nkrumah, 51, 52, 53, he took over with nothing. Kwame Nkrumah managed the country. He built Tema, he built Akosombo, he built other places. Kwame Nkrumah did what he called Akosombo and all those. If you add all the other presidents from Kwame Nkrumah, come to the military gentes, Kotoka, Champion, and others. From there, add Rawlings. From Rawlings, add Kufuor. From Kufuor, add Atemos, all the way to John Dramani Mahama. All these presidents from independence to that, they spend 120 billion Ghana cedis as our debt for the nation. Nana Akufo-Addo is 80 years. Has brought the debt profile from 120 something to close to 800 billion, 700 and something billion. What have they used the money for? No, Jerome, this is what we are saying. Let me say something here. Jerome, honestly, I will take off my glasses. Jerome, listen, sometimes when it comes to Ghana, I get goose pimples. It's Ghana face.
Yeah, I understand.
When you come building the state called Ghana, me tomorrow, because I will die. My children are there. Your children are there. So when you have that colossal type of money, something almost 600 billion by 8 years by this government, you could have used almost a quarter of that money to fix all the roads in Ghana. All the roads in Ghana could have been fixed, might almost say 60 to 70%. What have they used the money for? What iconic item can MPP and Nana Akufo-Addo Bawumia show that this money that we borrowed, we've used it to fix the country? Why? All the streets are dark. If you go to certain places, go to what do you call Ashama, go to Tema, other places, the country is dark. If you arrive in country that motorway, when you are driving on the motorway and you don't have a good eyes in the night, you better park the car. You can't even see no markings on the road.
Yeah.
Why are we punishing our country this way? Why? Malaysia, when they realized that they don't have anything, they were conscious. They trained their people, technical training. They said we are going to use semiconductors to build a country. They built infrastructure, business hub. People came in to do business and they succeeded. What are we doing to Ghana? Kwame Nkrumah Ghana. You see, honestly, I used to love Nana Akufo-Addo a lot because he came in as human rights lawyer. He came in as somebody, he was meant for the people. But we're born, we fail it. It is a massive fail by NPP party because what is, you see, Jerome, if I'm a millionaire and I give you money that, look, take this money and go and develop my business. When I come, I'll ask you, what have you used my money for?
Yeah.
Can you account for the money? So it is time that this NPP political, you see, I'll put my politics aside and I'll wear my Ghanaian clothes. No, Jerome, listen, don't laugh. This matter like
I see when it comes to Ghana, I see the emotions are always very high.
Jerome, listen, before I join NDC, let me be honest. Me, I'm a frank person. Me, my father was a CPP guy before I joined NDC. It was a good party for me. Then I said, let me go in there. But you can collect 600 billion cedis from the state and you can't use it to tell Ghanaians what the money has been. Apart from salary, there's nothing you can do, emolumented. So the chunk of the money, did we invest it? Is it on the roads? Is it on the rail lines? Is it on agriculture? Is it what? So where? How did the money invest? So JDM, it is your responsibility, your aura. Those are the areas. Ghanaians now, you see, what Ghanaians need now is that, look, when everything is settled down, when the chicken has come home to settle down, Ghanaians need food on their table. How we are going to provide it through agriculture, those are the areas we need to work out. The roads that are not good. If I have the opportunity to tell John Dramani Mahama that, look, Ghanaians should give maybe one thing John Dramani Mahama should do before leaving office, like I will beg him, say, Mr. President, fix the roads and the lighting system for Ghanaians. Let there be lights. I know that when it comes to electricity, our energy generation is an issue. But JDM, when it comes to energy generation, he knows how. He knows that the consumption, the capacity, and distribution, they go together. So you know what to do. So we want to plead with JDM. JDM, we have a lot to do. I know now you are fixing your ministers who should go where, whatever it is. But when it comes to hitting the ground running, Jerome, NDC as a political party, we need to sit down, find out what Ghanaians need. Then we do it for them. But however, the stolen monies, wherever that money is, if they have used it to build mansion, we need to investigate it. If they have buried it on the ground, you see, some of the things these people did. I know you don't go. You see, I don't know why. This I'm having a vim. It's a vim in a bar. I don't want. Jerome, let me say this. Whatever the money is, we beg JDM, we should find those stolen monies. NPP, what they did was that some of the currencies they introduced in the system didn't help the economy. Things like the 200 notes and how many? There were two big notes, 200 and 100. It's not good for the economy. Do you know why? The big men, they produce that money and find a way to siphon that money to do politics and use it to buy the dollars. So what happened was that always there's a pressure on the dollars. So that affected the economy. Meanwhile, the country, we don't produce anything. We import almost everything. In Ghana now, even toothpick, we import. Sugar, we import. A frozen chicken, we import. When JDM said, he's dancing with it. Munafiki.
But they had it in their own manifesto. So, I mean, it's a bit surprising, you know.
You see, sometimes, you know, you got to a point, NPP leadership, they were too proud. The impunity level, you see, they had a lot of money. So they thought they could do anything. They don't care. They are going to win again. And they were assured that they are winning the election. So what we need to do is that those stolen monies, wherever they are, some of them, wherever the monies are, whether it's their polytanks on the ground, some of them are built bunkers and they've hidden it. We need to get the special detectives and look for all the money. So honestly speaking, I'm going on the lighter note, but honestly speaking, you know, after the handing over and we settle down, Jerome, somebody like myself, yourself, we the skill set guy professionals, when the need come for the party to say the look, not that we want position to, you know, make position to go home and help those with experience, professionals, some of us with professionals. We should get into the system and a bit of, you know, bits and bobs you can support the country with. We need to do. Again, they should make sure that the first 100 days you should get something like contractors to be on the road to fix all the street lights that are not working. Let's make sure.
Mr. Akwa, you know, I think we have a Monday before the inauguration. I want to reserve your energy because I'll bring you back. I want us to discuss the 120 days social contract that John Dramani Mahama has put out there with the people of Ghana. I want us to have only that discussion on that one alone. And from where I sit, if we have that social contract implemented without doing anything extra, Ghanaians will be very comfortable.
That's right. I mean, with the social, I agree with you. We need to sit back and look at why did Ghanaians give John Dramani Mahama such huge mandate? It's all boiled down on social contract we need to sign with Ghanaians. Jerome, education for their children. We need to have a look at it and review the whole SHS. Look, the SHS program, I wish I'm part of a committee that will review that thing. A whole lot of things must be done with the SHS reviewing. It's very important. Then when you finish, the children, the sort of feeding that we program for them when they go to school, we need to have a holistic view because not every child has to be fed. There are some parents who can afford for their children in terms of feeding. We need to have a look at it. Then the issue of Medicare. They say you don't want you guys to use Mama Medicare. The health care for the people. We should look at all the health centers across the country. Then make sure that, look, those nurses, those paramedics who are sitting home, they can't work. Let's put them in those stretchers, get them work. So I agree. I'll reserve it. I agree with you. I'll reserve it.
Okay, Mr. Akwa. Let me say thank you for now, and then let me bring in Madam Ose, and then because my producer is on my neck. When the conversation is getting interesting, then you realize that the time is far running away. But I was saying, I'm bringing you back here into focus because I want to find out the choice of a woman as a running mate who happens to be, I mean, she has been a lot of first in several areas. As for that one, I am very proud. I work with her as the first vice chancellor of the University of Cape Coast. You know, so she has been a lot of first. The choice of her as a running mate, did it really bring a greater impact into your campaign and then the subsequent success that you harvested? Look at the number of seats you got in central region and all that. But before you even start, greetings to Jacob Blessing. He says MPP is full of Akromfo. Now, this Ghana volunteer, I think this voluntary service, Ghana, it says more fire, Chairman Aqua and Madam Ose, watching from Edukrom Aqua Pim. The Okre seat was once a safe seat for the NDC, but now it seems the NDC is no more interested in it. Therefore, the MPP has a field day to steal and manipulate. That's another thing. But now let me come back to you, Madam Ose. Your choice of Professor Jenana Opoku-Agyeman as a running mate, did it really contribute successfully to your the winning of the 2024 election? And how did that serve as a motivation to you as a woman and many more women out there?
Thank you, Dr. Jerome, once again. I think what President Mahama has done is unprecedented. I think what he has done for this country is to set the pace. He has helped women to break the glass ceiling. And I think without any shadow of doubt, it has brought a lot to the campaign. If you hear the narrative outside, you hear people saying that there's a record breaking or a record setting victory. We've won with 2/3 majority. We have the first female vice president. And I think that for me, it speaks volume. I don't need to really convince anybody that this has brought an impact. This made an impact. And for me as a woman, I still believe that with God on our side, I also have an opportunity. When you look at her age, you can tell that, with her age, she's still strong, she's still going, and she has been able to achieve this for herself. So it gives me a lot of hope. It gives me the strength to also say that even if I'm unable to be a vice president, I know that I can also achieve something in politics. And her values, her morals, her demeanor, the respect. That's why I keep telling you about the attributes of core executives or core leaders of the NDC. You can tell. Even President Rawlings, you can tell that he has the basic principles, the underlying attribute that brings to bear a real quality of a leader. So for us, I think it made an impact. It has broken the glass ceiling. Many people are aspiring to be like her. And so, yeah, that's what I can say about that.
Yeah, that's true. And she says she has not only opened the door, but she's holding the door open for many more of you to come in. Before I let you go, my producer is hanging on me. You know, when the conversation is getting interesting, time is also fast running. Before I let you go, let's just take this opportunity. Assure the good people of Ghana who voted for you, who gave the 56 point something, you are getting to 58 or whatever percentage, who gave you the 182 confirmed seats, total majority in parliament, that you will not let them down.
Oh, Dr. Jerome, I think I've mentioned it already. You see, I've said that with the caliber of the leadership we have in place, I I am I'm not at the top there, but even at my level, I think I can also do a little with my group here in Hamburg. I can also help to make NDC more attractive by also sending a bit of letters and all that to remind our leaders. We can send messages to remind them that, you have a social contract with us and you need to adhere to it. You need to go by it. So I don't think the NDC does not have that in mind, you see. So I think that in my small corner, I can say that with the little I know about our president, he will do it. But I don't have so much, I don't have that authority to say that, you know what, I've spoken with our leadership, and so I'm going to tell you that you are going to assure. I know that it will happen. So that's what I can say. I
Well,
know.
I am closer to you because you are the NDC executive closest to me. So those of us out there who are looking up to the NDC to do the very best for us, we hold you responsible right from here. It is your responsibility to also equally hold those people right down there to ensure that we don't fail the people of Ghana.
I will do
So
that. I will do that.
thank you very much for making time with us this evening. Madam Caroline Ose is the chairperson for NDC Hamburg, and we are very proud to have her this evening. And my other co-panelist has been Chairman Kwesi Aqua. Chairman Aqua, as for you, I've told you already, we must have a discussion on the 120 days contract that His Excellency JDM has put up there. And then we'll look at the role of the diaspora in ensuring that our party in government or your party in government should not fail Ghanaians. But for now, a word to the good people of Ghana who have massed up at polling stations and giving you a greater majority. What?
Yeah. Before that, I'll say Merry Christmas to Doc, you and your team, for the great job you've done for all these 4 years and this year. And again, we would like to extend our thank you message to Ghanaians who has really shown their love for a change for Ghana and for NDC. And we would like to say a big thank you to all of them. What I'm going to tell my NDC colleague is that, look, we are in to serve Ghanaians. The mandate that they've given John Dramani Mahama and the NDC is for us to serve Ghanaians. We need to sit back and look at what Ghanaians need. Okay? In life, all one need is food and shelter and taking care of their children. We shouldn't take Ghanaians for a ride. There's a reason why the framers who did the Constitution put chapter 1 first. The sovereign state of Ghana remains in Ghanaians. So when we have the opportunity to serve them, let's listen to them. I believe our incoming president went round before we produce our manifesto for them. Whatever Ghanaians deserve, let's sit down and look at them. Doc, one of the things I've said, a colleague called me and I told him, please, issue of, you say you call back, I agree, I'll come back. Issue of agric, it is very important. We need to work on it. Ghanaians need food on the table. Let's make food cheap. Roads, work on the roads for them. The issue of water, electricity, and shelter, and healthcare, these are key critical areas the poor people need. So let's work for them. So I would like to urge that Ghanaians, I know you trust that JDM will come. And JDM, the only thing he can do before leaving office is he will leave legacy. I don't think JDM need anything apart from leaving a good legacy. He can't match Kwame Nkrumah do, but he can do his best. So on behalf of NDC and the entire party leadership, we would like to say, Ghanaians, thank you. And I believe NDC as a political party are not going to, disrespect your decision. We obey your decision, we respect your decision, and carry on the mandate you have given Ghanaians, the party to work for. So I'd like to say thank you. And when we come back, we talk about the nitty-gritty. We talk about it. Thank you so much, and God bless us all, Jerome.
Today, Ghana News TV, we are the masters of the game.
Very grateful, Chairman Kosiakwa. And Uncle Ajekoye Ajay just joined us with a very wonderful submission. I think I'll take that one, then I run up. He says, in Ghana today, we have embraced the intellectual illusion that the judicial system is an independent third arm of government. This cognitive error needs urgent correction. The Chief Justice and the Supreme Court members, along with the electoral commissioners, are appointed and essentially operate as an extension of the presidency. These institutions do not represent the citizenry, as they are not democratically elected like the president and parliamentarians. Therefore, our constitutional review mandate is imperative. I think His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has stated that he will set the ball rolling within his first 120 days, trying to get back into the constitutional review. I believe strongly if that is done, a lot of things could be modernized for the system that we find ourselves. So this has been MyView Show, coming to you live on today's Ghana News TV. And we want to wish, on behalf of my producer and the entire team, we wish you all out there Merry Christmas. And we have been very grateful that you have been part and parcel of this show. Without you, we wouldn't have been where we are. We are grateful, and may Yehovah continue to bless and keep us united, that in the next year, we will come back stronger and then continue to share information for education, for entertainment, and what have you. Until then, remain blessed. Good night to you all.
To me, Nyako, Podia. To me, Yawo. To me, Nina Yawodia. Kaya Bosako Demi. Lift up your voice and lift up your hands. She Onyanko Boye. Fa Inshirama Onyame. Asafo Yehovah. Uye Odumakuma. To be Yawudi.
Yevompai Ohunam Yina Yankopo Diaudena Dum or Mankana Na obedi o mayenim e preti sei e tumi bi antimi sia na okwan enam ne so o mayemi e be konenim enne ena wahye enne ena waka watintim no e wo maye konya kese so e wo Yesu dimu amen.
In the name of Jesus, you determine the times and the seasons of man, and we declare that this is the season and the time and the turn of your servant His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, we declare prophetically that which God has established, no one can come against it. Now we declare that may the Lord hold you by your right hand. May the Lord go before you and make every crooked way straight. May He break through the gates of iron and brass and show you the treasures of darkness. May you receive the riches of the time. Servant of God, arise and take your place in the name of who died, laid in the grave, and arose triumphantly on the third day, even by the covenant and the eternal covenant of the blood